Hi guys, welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm, where today, well, we're going to do some more harvesting, because that's all we seem to be doing at late. That's all we seem to do in this series. But we are coming close to the end of the harvest. We only have, I believe, 3 more fields to go. 4. Oh. I thought I was a lot closer to the end of this than I apparently am. So we're going to do Dean's now, and then, because it actually kind of makes sense. Actually, no, it doesn't. Do I have... No, I don't have Old Gore Field harvested yet. So after this I'm going to go up to Old Gore Field. Possibly refuel the harvester in between, because the fuel's running a bit tight. Hello, volunteer corn. Fuel's running a bit tight, as you can possibly see there on the display. It's quite low. It should be enough to finish the harvest. Well, to do this field in its entirety. I've got the trailer parked up outside the field. I don't think I'm going to need to bring it in, because I've got a feeling I'll be finished this field before there's even a need for a trailer in here. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty damn sure. If I don't fill up the harvester, I'm just gonna go to Old Gore and start on the fields over there. I'm pretty sure the council won't mind, the bank won't mind me just driving around with an open combine harvester. The head, it has to come off because I'll be driving on the roads. I know in the last video there was a segment when I forgot to, well, I didn't forget. I just tried to save a bit of time, and I didn't take the header off before transitioning between fields because I thought this would fit. And it did, just enough to get stuck. So yeah, that wasn't fun, and as you probably saw, it took a couple of minutes to get it unstuck. And a bit of, I'm gonna say, creative problem solving. Now some of you guys will just say ramming with the tractor, but I'm gonna say creative problem solving. So the pipe, yeah, the pipe is on that side. I'm so glad the wires work now. That's why I play an Ultra. No, Ultra, yeah, Ultra. Or very high, because that's what Farm Sim uses instead of Ultra. So out of character, I do have wither wheels turned off again. And the reason I have wither wheels turned off again is because I've got a subsoiler that can do tram lines. I will be buying that. I will be enabling courseplay when I'm spraying, and using free courseplay workers. I'm going to have to double check my courseplay settings to make sure the workers are free. But I'm going to be using free courseplay workers with the subsoiler, which I will buy just to kind of cover that. I will buy the subsoiler. I'm going to use free courseplay workers and just going to put the tram lines in that way, because I actually want tram lines to make this place look real, and right now it doesn't, which is why I did the whole story of, well, you just laid the seeds and ran off. It's because there's no tram lines anywhere, and literally no field in the world will have no tram lines, unless it's like a field that doesn't have tractors going through it, or sprayers, or any vehicles of any kind. This is kind of... So yeah, I'm gonna use the subsoiler with courseplay. I'm gonna use the cheaty free courseplay workers because it's something that in reality the tractor or seeder would do. I'm gonna have to use a separate implement for it, so I'm gonna cheat, essentially. But it's something that I wouldn't count as cheating. So And I know I could have just used one of my Wheels mods, but they tend to cause issues. So, yeah, back into character I go. So, wow, I zoned out there for a minute. Okay. We're actually almost finished the field already. This is kind of funny. We're almost finished the field, and we haven't even got one tank of corn out. Corn? Grain. Canola. Cornola. We might just about manage to fill the grain tank once. Because there's a bit more than I kind of half expected left. We might be able to fill it once, but that's probably going to be about it. There is some volunteer corn on the field, which confuses me. Yep. This is going to be another field that's just going to be laid waste to... I don't know what the council's going to do. They're probably just going to abandon it for a while. Well, it's not even the council's field, it's the bank's field. The bank wants to sell the farm fields and all. I'm only being allowed to work on the ones closest to Coldborough Farm for whatever reason. The bank hasn't explained that to me. There's probably some sort of weird dispute over land rights or something going on. But yeah, that's an ongoing problem. It's the bank's problem, I suppose. I'm kind of glad that I don't have to work on all these fields solo. I mean, it's taking an absolute age to harvest them all, so I hate to try and work them all through the year solo. It just wouldn't be fun. And I know I got more tractors than I have people because I'm just one person. But I found the Ursus. The Lamborghini can do everything. And the Ursus can do a lot too, but the Lamborghini can just do whatever I need it to do. And I might start building up a personal fleet of vintage vehicles. Well, I'm gonna say vintage. I'm gonna say older vehicles, like the Ursus, and I might bring them around with me to whatever farms I end up taking over, and just I kind of think it'd be nice to have my own little fleet of vehicles, and have them available to me should the bank also want to repossess the vehicles owned by the farm. Because let's face it, most farms own their own vehicles, and the bank might want to repossess them, or might need to repossess them to try and recoup some costs. That was a super quick harvest. The bank, so I'm gonna need my own vehicles. Realistically, and so far, I mean, the bank said I can keep the Ursus. I'd kind of like a bit of a bigger fleet than just this, because that door's rusted open. The engine doesn't sound too healthy either, so might be an idea if I got a bit of a bigger fleet going. Might be a good idea if I land this hetero properly as well. So let me think. 89 litres of fuel left. I'm gonna have to refuel the harvester, so I'm just gonna that's set up. And where is the nearest fuel tank? It is actually at Coldborough Farm. Good. So let's turn on our beacons. Get out on the road. I didn't pay much attention there, but there's nothing coming behind me. Good. So our next field is going to be marked 10 on the map. It is Old Gore Field. And then we're going to move up to Chantry Field because that also has canola on it. And well, it's a bit out of the way as well. After Chantry Field, it's into Coldborough Farm to finish up the harvest. And then we need to do silage. Because, you know, that's going to be fun. I've got a coon round bit. Well, there is a coon round baler down at Chantry Farm. Yeah, Chantry Farm. I prefer to keep that just for grass. The grasses, you know, grass, silage, and hay, that sort of stuff. I prefer to keep it just for that, so I might get a roll belt in here for the straw. Because I think that would be a good thing to have. Might get working on that. The straw is going to be just left out in the field overnight, I think, at this point. Oh good, the screen tearing doesn't show up in the video. So that's why I'm looking around. I was checking for screen tearing to see if it shows up in the video, and it doesn't for whatever reason. It shows up like hell on my screen though. So we still have to do field 4, I believe, which is in here. Actually, the other side of this mess of trees and bushes. There we go. I believe we still have this field to do. Yes, because that's canola. So we still have to do this field. Field... Yeah, 7. I was correct. Field 6 we seem to have missed a bit of. Field 3 we seem to have missed a bit of for whatever reason. Am I right in saying that? That's really odd. Magically we're back in the harvester because I tabbed around and I realised I was out of the tractor when I did it. We also need to get more grain into our seed maker here. As you can see, it's almost out of grains to turn into seeds. It needs to be emptied a bit as well. The seeds are in the trailer right now, but I need to get some more in there. Need to get some more seeds in there. Well, more grain into the seed master. Some more seeds out of it. And get them all piled up over here. What I also need to do is I need to get some sort of conveyor belt to fill the seeder a bit easier than... Currently I've got no solution for filling the seeder. Realistically I also need to make some hay for the cows, get their productivity up. Need to get some silage for the cows as well. I've no idea how I'm going to do that, I'm going to be honest. No plans for that. I think what I might do is Meadow 22. Meadow 22 I'm going to mow up and just flat out windrow it. And see if I can't get some sort of forage wagon dealy going and make grass silage like that. Meadow 21 really looks like it's going to be good for hay. Meadow 31 I might be able to make some silage up there as well for the pigs and beef, which I still need to get. Chickens we don't need to worry about. As I've already said, there's a big egg production plant in the next town over. It's about 15 miles away, but it covers a huge area for eggs, which just produces so many. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. I'm just gonna pull up in here in this little grassy area if I can. Yeah. Stable. What I need to do is I need to find out where the gate is to this field. It looks like it should be up here somewhere. I'm gonna hop into the Ursus, and because I'm gonna need to bring the Ursus up anyway, and it's a bit faster than the harvester, slightly. I need to close that gate. It's a bit harvester than the faster, yes, a bit faster than the harvester, slightly, ever so slightly, but it is. So I can do the full outskirts of the field and find out where on earth I'm supposed to be bringing this header. You're leaving me off? That's a bad decision. I'm going to be waiting for a little while. Because I'm under instructions to close all the gates behind me now. There we go. Beacon running on the trailer. Beacon is going. So now we're going to do a single lap of this field to find out where on earth the gate is. I'm going to leave this dude off as well. And he was nice enough to leave me off. I'm going to let him pass me. This dude. Can't see if there's anybody else coming. Oh, we're good. Ooh. That was my bad. Okay, so let me see where the gate to this field is. I don't know why, but I'm in a singing mood today. Just deal with it. So I'm presuming it's up here somewhere. Also, I know I need to... I'm gonna admit, I'm thinking of getting rid of the Ursus. There's some weird suspension issues it has, where sometimes it will just almost get stuck on the ground for whatever reason, and it gets a bit jumpy at times. So, yeah, like that. And I think it happens up here as well. Like, oh, yeah, like, definitely like that. Ah, there's the gate. So, yeah, this tractor might not be long for this farm. I might get a TW10 in, because a TW10 can multitask, and that would be a nice thing indeed. In fact, yeah. In fact, let's do exactly that right now. Let's get a TW10 in. TW10 can multitask. It's cheaper than the Ursus, runs better than the Ursus. It has a front loader hitch, so I can buy a front loader and a bale spike, and get some front loader stuff work done with it. I think it's slightly higher horsepower than the Ursus. I might be wrong, but it definitely can't run as loud and give me a headache like the Ursus can. Oh my god. I did genuinely get a headache from listening to the Ursus too much. So, we're completely out of character. I did get a headache. So, I have my headphones off now, so that's why I'm a bit quieter than usual. Because I can actually hear how loud I'm talking. But yeah, I'm going to replace this with the TW the Ford. This Ursus is good, but there are some clipping problems, like the weird ground slam it does quite regularly, and it's been getting on my nerves for a while, and yeah, it's a good mod. It's just got its problems, and if you can deal with the problems, get this mod. If you can't, don't get this mod. I can't, so not only am I going to be selling the Ursus right now, the mod's going to be going away as well. It's going to be removed from, yeah, as you probably saw, the shop picture gives a lot away about how the quality of this mod. Not very good. So I kind of left with two options. Am I left with two? If I want a front loader, I'm left with two. So I can get the 3650 John Deere. Or I can get the Ford TW10. I could also, I suppose I could go for a Deutz D8. Now, this only has 80 horsepower. Which one has higher horsepower? 143 versus 120. And the Ursus says 150. So yeah, let's get the TW10. What we're also going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to get a stall front loader arm and a bale spike, because really that's all we're going to be using the front loader arm for, is bale movements. So let's get in, get her turned on. As you can hear, a lot quieter than the Ursus. Very smartly made. There's no wing mirrors, so wing mirrors by default have to work. There we go. Let's front loader arm on. Let's get the bale spike on. Front loader arm on, bale spike on. Let's go. Top speed on this isn't great, but it's good enough to work. Front locks. The lock on the front wheels is really why I like this. Why I wanted it. It's got a really nice strong lock. No weird ground slam problems like the Ursus. And it's just a nice mod in general. I know there's a few bits where things aren't quite the way they're supposed to be, but that's perfectly fine by me. I can overlook that because it's a generally nice mod otherwise. So, let's think about what we need to do to get back into character. So the Ursus is gone. I'm probably not going to buy it back at any point. I kind of prefer Fords and New Hollands anyway, so I'm not all that bothered. Let's think about what we need to do. First off, we need to move the header trailer again, because I realised once I put it down and was about halfway back with the Ursus, it's in completely the wrong place. So that needs to be moved as a matter of urgency. Second off, we need to move the harvester over here, because it's very hard to harvest without an actual harvester. Likewise, it's very hard to harvest if you get a harvester and no head. We also need to get the Lamborghini over here. Somebody please release the Land Rover mod. We need to get the Lamborghini over here as well, because that's got the trailer, and we kind of need the trailer. So let's get ready to rumble. That lined up nicely with the gate. That's lined up nicely with the gate. So let's go get the let's get the harvester first of all. We'll get the Lamborghini when we need it. I've wasted about half an hour and all I've done is harvest the smallest field in the area. Well done me. Let's get our beacons running again. And let's get up to the field. Now once the harvest is finished, I will be washing this because, let's face it, is a filthy beast at the moment. It will be washed, it will be perfectly clean once the harvest is done, and we can put it into one of the sheds up at the farm, ready to go for next season, the next harvest. And there we go, let's head around, let's reverse back a bit so that we can pull the Ford out of the way. Pull the Ford out of the way. There we go. Nicely done there. Let's turn off the Ford. And let's get harvesting. Let's just get straight into business. Let's get harvesting because, comically enough, this is the fastest way to get to the Lamborghini. Because we still need to grab it, but we don't need to grab it until the grain tank's full. And conveniently, we're harvesting down towards it. Look, there's the Lamborghini over there. You can just see it off in the distance. We're going to be harvesting. Yeah, we're going to be full, probably down at this corner over here, nearby. I'm going to hop into the Lamborghini as soon as we're near it and just bring it over here. But I thought through the problem in about 0.2 of a second, realised this was the quickest solution because, well, we don't need the Lamborghini to, like, yeah, I've already explained it. I don't know why I started explaining it a second time. I did. Alright, this is probably the closest we're going to get to the Lamborghini, so let's hop out. Let's go get it. And we're almost very, very nearly out of time. Just looking down at my timer. So, once I've got this over to the harvester and over to the field, I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna finish filling the grain tank, and I'm gonna end the video there, I suppose. Are we coming this way? No. Blind turn, blind turn, blind turn, blind turn. Okay, we're good to go out. The annoying thing is I have to go all the way back up to the top of the hill with the Lamborghini to get down the hill to the harvester. And yes, I still need to finish filling the harvester. But I think oh, that noise is the harvester. I think in the very near future I will have somebody to help me with the harvest at the very least, as well as somebody laying down tram lines, because for some reason my tractors aren't heavy enough to do that and I need a subsoiler for it. Either way, let's get in here. Now that Ursus was mine, my personal vehicle essentially. That Ford is now essentially my personal vehicle. The truck that's up at Yatton Ridge, that actually belongs to the farm. The pickup truck. That actually belongs to the farm. It's not mine, so yeah. My personal vehicle is a tractor. It's not the best of personal vehicles, I'll admit, but it's nice. I like it. And you just know that means I'm now going to have to buy a truck and trailer to transport. Especially if I get more than one. Because let's face it, I'm going to be skimming off the top. You know, the bank is giving me 10% of all positive money on this farm. So currently I've got, what, €222.60. That's what I own from this farm. And I know I spent a small bit of what the farm's money was on getting the Ford. But there's probably 600 or 700,000 euro in grain just sitting at Coldborough Farm. I don't think the bank's going to be too offended if I, you know, pay them back with the grain and sell the grain in their future, because that's what I'm planning to do, and that's going to get me money, and I'm going to be good. There's not an issue at the bank right now, because there isn't gonna be one. I mean, the bank knows that I've got a ton of money ready to give them, essentially. It's just in grain form and stored up in silos right now. I mean, really, I could go empty the milk tank. That's 3,000 litres of milk. That's gonna get me money as well. Not much, but it will. You know, it's all about balancing things out, and you know, if you spend a bit of money on something like a Ford for yourself, but you've got plenty that you know you can get legally, might I add, legally, spend a bit of money on yourself, treat yourself. You know, you've still got money left afterwards. I see no problem. Especially if you got a method to make more money in the future from it. Because let's face it, having the Ford around is a good idea. Going to drone camping is also a good idea, but I can't be bothered. So I'm going to try and line this up through the rearview mirror of the Lamborghini. And, it's not actually possible. So what I have to do is I'm gonna have to take a bit of a risk with the harvester. I actually move the entire harvester over a bit. With the sole aim of that. And oh my god, my voice is going. There we go. The harvester emptying. I think on this note, with my voice going, it's time to... oh dear. It's time to end the video. As per usual, I'll be back in a couple of days' time with another video, where we'll be doing a bunch of harvesting really quickly. Hopefully, hopefully I say, and I plan, we're going to be doing the rest of this field, the old Gore field, moving everything up to Chantry Field and getting that done. And then after that we'll be hitting the little meadow, I suppose, because that's small as well. And the final field will be conifers. And that'll be that sorted. Now, I do actually need to go over to Chantry Farm in the very near future with the Lamborghini, because I've been over there a couple of times. I haven't been showing you guys. I've been over there a couple of times checking out the mowers that the farm owns. And they don't work. They're completely worthless. So I'm actually going to go over there now. So before I end the video, I'm just going to spend a bit of time doing this. I need to get rid of the mowers and get a new set. Now I don't know if the farm's funds can extend to that. The bank has offered me as much of a loan as I need, because I mean they know I'm good for the money. And yes, I did just drive over the crop there. They know I'm good for the money. They know whatever they pay me, they'll get back. So they're willing to stump up to, I think it was 20,000 they said I can take out. I shouldn't need any more than that, I don't think. But I do need to get rid of these mowers that the farm currently owns. They are junk, they don't work, So they need to be, yeah, they need to be gone, like now. So let's just attach that, because they are butterfly mowers. And there they are. So who puts the rear butterfly in last? Who does that? Like, seriously. And so they look good. I mean, the mowers, if I'm gonna show you, they look good. They look perfect. But what you can't see is in here, all of the innards are essentially worthless. There. I don't know what the last guy did, but he managed to chew up every single gear in the mowers. It's actually more expensive to repair them than to sell them off for scrap. And the guys at the shop have offered me about half of what they're worth for some reason. I think the shop's running some sort of get rich quick scheme. I didn't ask. I don't want to know. I don't want to be involved. The less I know, probably better. But the shops offer me about just over half of what they're worth to bring down there. So that's what I'm doing. Now I do have a nice set of mowers lined up to get. The shop has them in stock, because we talked through this. I hope they work, because if the shop's buying these from me at such a price, they're probably planning on something a bit shady. But I mean, I need to get rid of these. I want to make money, so I'm not really gonna complain, I guess. And I know this video is a bit longer than usual, but that's gonna be my problem. It's your problem now. It's gonna be my. It's my problem now. It's gonna be your problem when you see it, I suppose. But I need to get rid of these, and I'm gonna end with the just buying the mowers. Just kind of out of character. I'm gonna end once I've bought the mowers, and off camera I'm gonna bring them up to Chantry Farm and put them into the shed up there, the right way around. And we'll be back in the next episode, and I'll be doing the field. So yeah. So back into character I go, and they said to leave them. They've marked out a square. They've marked out a square for me to leave them in. So let's just do this as quickly as I can. Like that. And just get rid of them. Okay. So, the Kuhn FC mowers now. I'm gonna have to take up the bank's offer for a loan, unfortunately. I need to go to 42,000. So, there we go. So, these are our new mowers. These are going to stay with the farm, unfortunately. I'd like to keep them myself, but I've heard a lot of farms are using these at the moment. These kind of mowers, so might end up running different farms that own them. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta turn off the camera a second, bring these back to Chantry, and head back down and get ready to continue the harvest. Until then, stay safe, and goodbye.